Oh, I didn't test the sound. Okay, let's make sure. Hello my lovelies, Minxy Misty here, and today we're going to talk about peace. Peace and love, that kind of thing. Kind of like the hippie, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix genre, I guess. The Doors, you know, free love, things like that. Well, I'm not going to talk about free love because that seems like that could be kind of intense. That's not really where I want to go. I'm wearing my Bob Marley shirt, as you can tell. I just want to talk about the word peace in general, and what it means to some of you, and what it means to me, and all these people throughout time and throughout history who have tried to fight for peace and be a voice for peace, and try to change the world, like Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln, you got your Mother Teresa, Gandhi, things like that. You know, various different musicians, even a lot of musical people have done a lot. Bono from U2 has done a lot, trying, but like historically, you know, all throughout time and history, Martin Luther King Jr. Has always been an inspiration for me, which a lot of people probably aren't aware of or even know about me, or would probably even consider. Martin Luther King Jr. was a very influential part of my life growing up. In fact, when it was always someone I looked up to and admired, and always kind of fell back to in school. Anytime there was any papers to be written or anything like that, you know, I wrote papers on Martin Luther King Jr. because he just interested me that much. I also did the same thing with Greek gods and goddesses, but I'm a Christian. I just always, that lore kind of interested me, kind of off the subject, nothing to do with peace, I guess. But when you're talking about peace, though, you do kind of gotta talk about and discuss religion in a way, because I do think religion is a very big opportunity, very big chance for us to be able to kind of actually find peace in the world, and actually, I'm sorry you probably hear my dogs, but my dogs are fighting in the background. You know, religion is a good example and a good opportunity, a good chance to kind of discuss and make it to where it is much easier, because peace is all about love, you know, loving each other, and that's also what Christianity is really about. True Christianity is about loving your neighbor, you know, loving even your enemy, which is very hard to do. It is much easier said than done to love even your enemy, you know, but as Christ did. So I do think Christianity as a whole, in general, no offense to it, not trying to offend anyone out there who isn't a Christian. I know that there's different religions and things out there in the world, of course, and you know, what you believe is what you believe. I will ask you only to reconsider, you know, and just look at every angle before you make, you know, a decision. Don't be closed-minded. A lot of people don't like Christians, don't like Christianity. A lot of people don't like Christians and don't like Christianity because a lot of people don't like Christians, don't like Christianity. A lot of people don't like Christians and don't like Christianity because they think that they are closed-minded, and maybe a few of them could be a little. I think a lot of Christians, something kind of gets lost in translation and somewhere along the way. But the true meaning of Christianity is peace, and it is love. I wasn't trying to turn this into a religious debacle or debate or discussion, but love and peace, there can only really be peace in the world when we don't judge each other, and when we're there for each other, no matter what, through thick and thin, and when people are just kind and just generally be kind. And I don't see why there isn't more kindness in the world, because I mean, we are all brothers and sisters in a form. You know, we all were created, we're all meant to, you know, be around each other and be with each other, and commune and have a community, and talk and discuss and bond. And I know that everyone has a difference of opinion, but if we all thought the same, you know, that'd be kind of boring too. So I think we should learn to embrace our differences, and once we can really embrace our differences and embrace you know, who we are, then we can love each other. I think a lot of times that because peace is missing is in the world, and why we can't get that, what we're reaching for and what we're looking for and find that peace, is because we can't just accept each other for who we are. You know, we're like, oh, that person's different than me. They might be a little strange, or they might be a little odd. And, oh, I don't understand that. So I'm just gonna, oh, no, I'm just gonna avoid that discussion, and avoid that topic entirely, and stay away from that person. And why? You know, I don't understand that. I really don't. Our differences are what makes us unique. Our differences are what makes us special. The things that interest us, you know, in different people. Without that, there'd be so many things different missing in this world. If there wasn't a difference of opinion in people, you know, because for example, as I mentioned several times, and it is still to come, I know I've said that, it's coming. It's probably going to be a minute. I have a very distinct plan as far as my poetry and introducing it, so just kind of wait for that and bear with me. Probably about a month or so, I'm going to do something with that, but we'll play that by ear. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. But for example, if there wasn't poets in the world, you know, and poets, by the way, feel very deeply about any emotion, any passion, and I feel very deeply. Anything I feel, it's amplified. If I feel sad, if I feel happy, if I feel angry, I can't hide it. I can't wash it away from my face. Everyone knows it is me. And you know, a lot of people can go from one extreme to the other real quick, and I've always thought that that's kind of unhealthy. You know, if you can do that, you know, that's great. In certain situations, that is probably best. If you're out and you're, you know, having a good time, if you're sad or something happens, upsets you, just smile and let it roll off your shoulders, which I'm not saying that I've never been able to do that, because I can. But I just, to me, there's almost a fakeness to it. It's not being, you know, in certain situations, it is probably better, granted, you know, but I am me, I am true, and I'm honest, and if you want to know my opinion about something, I'm going to tell you my full and honest opinion, and if more people ask questions, you know, that's another thing, ask questions. People, I think that would help with peace. Just ask questions. Don't be shy. Communicate with each other. I think a lot of times people don't get along as well because they just assume certain things about another person, or they make assumptions, and they just draw their opinion by one thing when you don't know. I mean, you know, for example, you might think that somebody is. My boys are with me. Yeah, pieces of love, rock and roll, man. I love you, Axel. Oh, baby. Chewy. It's not about them. Animals help bring peace and relaxation. I think that the quickest way for us to find peace would be to just relax, just chill, not take everything so seriously. And I could probably work on that. You know, the title, my thing, seriously, serious, Minxy, you know, Misty, seriously, serious. It's very true. I can be a very, very serious person. Again, I'm a poet. So I feel things very deeply, but I think that if we just talk to each other and discuss things, we talk to each other and we discuss things just a little bit more, it might make things just a little bit easier and easier to get along, you know. Don't judge a person just by the way that they look. Don't judge a book by its cover. In most cases, you are going to be wrong. Don't assume just because someone else tells you something about somebody that that person's going to be a horrible, bad person, or that something's wrong with that person, without making that decision on your own and coming to that decision on your own. And then also, like, if you've gotten that way or gotten that opinion, you don't even know what the person was going through that day. They might be struggling, financially. It might be something sad happened in their life, or there was maybe a fight with a partner, significant other, friend, a family member. Something might be going on with that person. You might have just caught them on a bad day. You know what I mean? Things like that. So, but in order to find peace, we really got to find self-awareness. We got to improve the way that we look at each other and the way that we look at the world. And more, above all, and more than anything, I think to really find peace in this world, we got to be kind. Be kind. Be giving. Be generous. Be loving towards one another. And, that's the only way I think we can do it. Love each other because that's what we're meant to do. That's why we're here. And life is, life's pretty short. It can be gone in an instant. And if you're not, spending time together and caring for one another, if you're not loving each other and being there for each other and talking to each other and bonding, these are the greatest times and experience in life. For every dark day, there's a bright day, there's a good day. I think music helps us find peace and bring this together. That's what I'm saying. If we don't accept each other for our differences, there wouldn't be so many things in the world. I wouldn't be writing poetry. You need poets. You need artists. They're different. Poetry is a form of art. Writing is a form of art. Everything, a lot of things are a form of art. Music's a form of art. All a matter of your perspective. But if we all were trying to be writers, for example, okay, well, that's cool, but then the music would have never came into the world. You know what I'm saying? It might have never came to the world. If we were all trying to be artists, then there wouldn't be anything interesting to read, and that would affect television, because you have to have a writer and writing first. Someone has to have the idea and write the idea down in order to form, and create that. So writing is important, but basically, if we all were the same, it would take all the color and all the joy and all the brightness and wonder out of the world. There would be no music, there'd be no art, there'd be no writing, there'd be no comedy, there'd be no nerdiness, there'd be no, everybody would just be the same dull, boring, black and white. Nothing wrong, like the movie Pleasantville and everything, it was nice, it's a nice idea, and if everyone thinks the same, then, but we're not meant to think the same. We're not supposed to think the same. I think that a lot of people need to change their perspective, and if people could change their perspective on life and quit being so down and so sad or so angry, that, just the general hatred in the world. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why it exists. I've been in this world for a little bit. I'm not old, but I'm not young either. And I've learned that bitterness is kind of a pointless feeling. It's something that you have that, I guess, when you have it, it's kind of hard to take away whatever happened to you in your life and whatever. But people need to try to better themselves and better their lives, better their way that they view life and see things, so that we can find peace. It's a beautiful dream, and may not ever find this in this life, but that's why those of you who aren't Christians, who come to God, find God, maybe you'll find it in heaven. And if you are a Christian, you'll understand what I'm saying even a little bit more. You know, I think, you know, it's really important for us to embrace each other and love each other. And that's going to be the only way that we find peace. A lot of people like to blame religion and you know, oh, they're racism. People are racist and oh, well, you have a different skin color than me. Whoop-de-doo. You might have different opinions than me. Whoop-de-doo. From one person to the other, there's such a significant difference in opinion and personality. And I don't think the color affects that at all. Religion is it's a touchy subject. I don't even think religion is to blame. A lot of people like to blame religion. They like to blame the government, but the government's also not going to be some unicorn, bright and shiny unicorn pooping rainbows. It's just going to change your life. You need to work on changing your life on your own first, and the only way that you can do that is to change the way that you view things. You know, practice the secret. A lot of people probably are familiar with that. The secret. You know, getting what you put out in the world. So if you put out good and you do good and try to be happy, and that if you're going out every day and you're doing that and you try to accept people for who they are, even if you don't do that, even if you don't really believe what you're saying, you know, if you ain't practicing what you're preaching or whatever, you know, eventually you are going to grow to think that way. You just gotta keep on doing it and keep on trying. And look at the world for all its beauty and splendor that's around you, and look at all the people for all their beauty and their splendor and their minds and their creativity. And the world's will be such a more colorful place. It's so colorful and it's so beautiful. Is there darkness to it? Yes. But in order to eradicate that darkness and in order to find true peace, I believe we have to start with loving each other. I really do. Loving each other and accepting each other, no matter what. And try to help each other, helping each other. You know, helping each other to see life for what it really is, and for what really matters. And peace is about the most important thing that we could find. And the idea of peace is such a soothing, wonderful thing. So that's kind of my ideas on peace, love, and rock and roll. You know, so you know, love each other, and then maybe we can grow towards finding some sort of peace. So thank you so much for watching. Set your goals way high, and remember to love life and each other. Bye. See you next time. Peace, love, and rock and roll.